Good morning and welcome to Heartliving's Morning Heartbeat. I'm Dr. Cynthia Bischoff. I would like to share a story with you today. This week I had a client who came in for hypnotherapy and she was wanting to change her eating habits. In other words, she wanted to have healthier eating habits, of course. So, the holiday had come and gone and she had made, as she put it, lots of poor choices in regard to just eating sugary foods, rich and fatty foods. And of course she wasn't alone because many of us have done that very thing. So we set up a hypnotherapy session in which we used a number of affirmations. And when I do this work, I always have the person choose statements that they would like for their subconscious mind to know. In other words, they wish they were acting out of these statements in terms of making choices. So she came up with a statement that I want to share with you and then tell you just a little bit about what we did. Her statement was, I am disciplined and lovingly persistent in making healthy choices regarding my eating habits. I choose what is good for my body. And again, I am disciplined and lovingly persistent in making healthy choices regarding my eating habits. I choose what is good for my body. I thought that was really wonderful, those affirmations. So I reminded her of something that I had learned and talked with her about previously, but something I had learned in school, hypnotherapy school in New York, which I attended. And at that time, I remember being told that it's helpful for people to understand what food is life-enhancing and life-giving, and in turn, what food is not. And it sounds crazy because your thought is, well, of course I know what's good for me and not good for me. But the idea in school was to help people to understand that there are foods that in school they call dead and devitalized. So in other words, overly sugary laden foods often lack color, for one thing. Think of potato chips or brownies. And the colorful foods such as fruits and vegetables and so on are more life-enhancing in general. So one of the ideas was to be able to recognize just at sight a food that would be less life-enhancing and to find yourself being more attracted to really set it up that you're more attracted to life-enhancing foods. So that was the first part. And then the second part is that as we began working with her affirmations, and she came up with other affirmations in a similar way to the one that I mentioned, she began to realize that she needed to understand what discipline was about for her. So I suggested to her that the word discipline literally comes from the word disciple, and believe it or not, that's Latin. It has a Latin root and means to grasp. So disciples grasp the teaching of the master. And so when you're disciplined, you're setting up a structure so that you're able to grasp what it is you wish to grasp. So again, for her, that meant knowing, reminding herself what foods are more life-enhancing, less life-enhancing, and also that she could discipline herself to make choices that would, in effect, give her more life-enhancing nourishment. So if you're struggling with something like that, just first of all, bring consciousness to your eating habits. When you're getting ready to eat, ask yourself, what am I eating? It sounds so basic and simple, but really it's true. What am I eating? Is this life-enhancing? Is this a choice I want to make at this moment? Thanks for listening. I hope that's been helpful, and I hope you have a great day.